And welcome back to Gillette Stadium. Bill Belichick starting his 12th season as head coach of the Patriots, saying hi and let's go to Ocho Cinco, who'll start tonight at wide receiver. Weather couldn't be better, 70 degrees, wind's not a factor, no threat of rain. Ideal situation to play this final preseason game at sold-out Gillette. Now let's go down to the third member of our team, Scott Zolak. Scott?
Thanks, guys. Hey, I can't believe this is the fourth preseason game. It's for all the money in about a week and a half. But I tell you what, it's a stirring tribute to Joe Andruzzi. Everybody in New England knows the story. The three brothers, the father, they're here tonight. Later on during the game, we will talk to Joe. I'll talk to Joe, the three brothers, and the dad. But it's time for the Putnam Performance Player Emotion Spotlight. Can you believe it? Number 92 is playing tonight. Albert Hainsworth. He's the spotlight. We got word before the game. He's a go alongside Ellis. Look for him to be in a 3-down, mix him up in a little bit on the outside. 4-man nickel. I'm so excited about it. I'm sure you fans are too. Let's throw it back up top to Don and Randy. Let's get this thing going.
All right, Scott. Albert Hainsworth, number 92, 350 pounds in his 10th year out of Tennessee. Ready to play. Everybody's been wondering about Albert. He's been getting into peak form, and all indications, Randy Cross, he's ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm like everyone else. I think of one thing when I think of Albert. I want to see him and Vince Wilfork on the field at the same time. I want to see them inside on a pass rush, getting into the face of a giant quarterback tonight.
You can't double them both. That's going to make a big difference. Of course, the Patriots had a very good overall defense last year. The one troublesome spot, and they were last in third down conversions by an opponent, 47%. Giants' nemesis last year, and they've won the toss and will receive the ball to start the game, was the turnover last year. Turned it over 42 times. Well, the Patriots a season ago were the best at taking it away.
Well, poise is something the Giants didn't have last week, and the Patriots and they here in the fourth game have to show poise.
Gostkowski drives it deep into the end zone. Thomas comes out for the Giants. He's to the 15. A penalty marker's down, and so is Devin Thomas at the 25-yard line. Kyle Arrington on the stop. Here's our referee, Jeff Triplett. Blocking foul, right?
What's your favorite, isn't it, Don?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Ooh.
Illegal wedge
by
the
a
receiving
wedge.
team. Half the distance. First down.
The wedge now outlawed.
Hey, remember, it's if you even get in proximity, and look what happens here. That's a wedge. You're only allowed 2 adjacent. That's clearly 3 adjacent. Almost turns into 4 adjacent once the other receiver gets up there, and that's something the officials really look for every single kickoff, not just here in the preseason. There's Big Albert.
And that, Randy, was expensive. The penalty takes the ball all the way back to the Giants' 5-yard line to start this opening drive of the game.
And right off the bat here, we get that defense I was talking about. We get Albert Hainsworth and Vince Wilfork on the field together. This is a pretty impressive looking run defense.
It looks like Kyle Arrington, who made the kickoff tackle, might have pulled a muscle or injured something. So he's coming off right now. And the Giants, with Eli Manning at quarterback, go 1st and 10. Manning has not produced a touchdown in a drive this preseason.
Right in the center of the screen, right there, 27. Sort of just checked up and then got a shot right in the side of the head, but he wouldn't hold his head.
1st and 10. Manning from the end zone. Over the middle, he finds a receiver, and the ball is fumbled, and the Patriots have it. It was a catch, and the Patriots running it back is offside Dowling. The rookie draft choice has a big moment. Be Chung who got the ball. Dowling through the block. And it will be with Dominic Hickson making the tackle. 1st and goal for the Patriots inside the 1-yard line. So Chung is credited with the loose ball.
Watch Albert Hainsworth right here. He gets pushed in the pocket. In fact, he collapses the pocket right into the quarterback's lap. David Carr had to throw that one kind of backing up. That was a nice job of tackling, and as you are tackling, your arms are kind of stripping through. Just bad ball maintenance there by the Giants, and nice poise by Chung picking that thing up.
So a big moment for the Patriots on the first offensive play of the game for the Giants.
Got a challenge as to whether or not that was a touchdown.
So Tom Coughlin, coach of the Giants, challenges the call. He says
Giants head coach Tom Coughlin is challenging that Dominic Hickson was down by contact. Replay clearly shows he was not.
No, he was not, Bob. He's running with the ball here, and you'll see 1-2 steps on the ground, so it's a complete pass. There's the ball, and the knee is not even close to being down.
So that fumble return, 18 yards by Patrick Chung. Rob Ninkovich knocked the football out. And then Chung, the third-year pro out of Oregon, was able to pick it up. He was not contacted by one of the Giants, so he was free to run.
Coach Coughlin's just getting a little practice this preseason with the challenges so he can coach himself up on what's good and what's bad, because that was clearly a fumble.
The call on the field was a fumble, and there's a replay to support that decision. You know, Dominic Hickson missed all of last year with a knee injury, feels that, you know, he's all the way back physically. But Carl, it's you know, not the kind of mistake you want to make here as you're vying for that third wide receiver spot.
Well, there are a couple things, Bob. You're in the shadow of the goalpost. Ball security is priority number one, and they got the play they wanted. He ran the right route and just did not secure the ball to get them out.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. The Giants will charge their first timeout and first challenge.
So after the Giants didn't turn it over at all through the first 2 weeks, last week Manning threw a couple of picks, and now Hickson with a fumble. And the Patriots are going to start first and goal inside the Giants 1 with Tom Brady at quarterback. The Giants out of a timeout. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis is the tailback. He'll take the handoff and he'll get in for the touchdown. One play, one score for the Patriots.
Yeah, very little resistance on that one. They got a really big surge here on that side of the line of scrimmage, and there was just clean, easy pickings there.
Yeah, Clint Sintum got blocked right out of the play, Carl.
Yep, he came up the field and tried to turn it in, but there was no one to turn it into.
So not the kind of start Tom Coughlin was looking for, with the Hickson fumble and then the return by Chung. Gostkowski on for the extra point, and he knocks it right through. So Patriots with a 7-0 lead over the Giants here just a few seconds into the ball game. And you see Tom Coughlin just kind of working the special teams unit. Let's get a good return here, fellas, and not commit a penalty. Remember, the Giants, part of the problem, Carl, Giants started at their own 5-yard line because of an illegal wedge.
Yeah, and that is very important to note, Bob, because the percentages of offenses that can go 85, 90 yards, it's very likely that something bad's going to happen along the way, and certainly it happened early on in this drive. They've got to be able to get out with some decent returns to give an offense a chance.
See Bill Belichick, Tom Coughlin, part of the 1990 Giants Super Bowl staff. These are 2 of the 6 coaches in the National Football League that have won Super Bowls, and Bill Belichick leads the way with 3 with Mike Shanahan in Washington. He has 2 with Denver, then Tom Coughlin, Mike McCarthy, Sean Payton, and Mike Tomlin, each with 1 apiece.
All coaches that are attention to detail oriented guys.
So it's almost like a redo. Gostkowski with the kickoff again. Devin Thomas from about 4 yards deep will run it out. Thomas can't get it out to the 15-yard line. Good pursuit to the football by the New England Patriots. Well, let's finish up with the starting lineups and take a look at the Patriots defense. Former Jet Sean Ellis, Vince Wilfork, Albert Hainsworth picked up in a trade from the Washington Redskins. You saw Ninkovich. Mayo's awesome. Gary Guyton, Andre Carter, the former Redskin. Devin McCourty, local kid from St. Joe's High School in New Jersey, along with Josh Barrett, Patrick Chung, and Kyle Arrington. Andre Brown will get the first carry, fights for a couple of yards out to the 16-yard line. Check out the best-selling vehicles in America. Drive one today at your Tri-State Ford dealer. Carl, I just want to look at the offensive line for the Giants because it looks like they started the game with a different starting lineup than we thought, because I see that Chris White is in at center for the Giants, and he got the start. Chris White has had a very good camp and vying for one of the backup spots. Actually, he's at left guard. They've got Booth at center. Handoff goes to Brown, and he takes it out to the 20. Patrick Chung made the tackle.
You know, Brown continues to impress this coaching staff, and Coach Coughlin said he's as fast as ever, and you can see he got to the edge there, made a guy miss, and was able to get positive yards.
Was acquired by the Giants in the 4th round of the 09 draft, suffered an Achilles injury during training camp in a non-contact drill. Last year didn't make the team, bounced around with several different teams before re-signing with the Giants. Brown takes the pitch. Brown fights for the first down and gets the first down out to the 26-yard line. Good hard running there by Andre Brown, Carl.
Yeah, there are two things about this run that's very impressive by Brown. He gets the ball here on the quick pitch. Watch him get the shoulder square, going north and south, and then the second effort, keeping the legs moving.
And Carl, you know, enough of a block by Stacey Andrews to give Brown an area to sort of pick his way through. 1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 26. Brown will take again. Brown plows into the line and gets it out near the 30-yard line for a gain of about 4 on the play. Guyton was there to make the tackle along with Patrick Chung for the New England Patriots.
Brown's going to get the ball a lot here. He's going to try to impress upon these coaches. He wants to be that third back.
And this is a great test for these offensive linemen that are trying to make the team. They've got Booth working at center here. They've got White at left guard, Petrus at right guard. I mean, they're going against the Patriots starting defense. 2nd down for Carr. Zips one to the right for Hickson. Underthrew him and intercepted by Devin McCourty. McCourty gets hit and tackled at the 34-yard line. Underthrown ball. And Devin McCourty, the second-year first-round draft pick out of Rutgers, gets the pick.
That ball had no air under it. Let's take a look here. Hickson had a step here, and Carr puts no air under the ball.
It's almost as if he was trying to throw a back shoulder throw when Hickson actually had a step on McCourty.
Yeah, McCourty sat back and watched that one come right into his arms there. I mean, Hickson gets him now. He's got to do is put some air under it. He underthrows that one.
Second turnover by the Giants, 20-yard return. And the Patriots back on offense from the Giants 33. Brady, Ochocinco wrestled down at the 24-yard line. It's been a very slow preseason for Ochocinco as he picks up 9 on the play as we take a look at the Patriots starting offense for this evening. And Tom Brady, the quarterback. Then Jarvis Green Ellis got the start at tailback. Danny Woodhead now in the ball game. Rob Gronkowski goes in motion. Woodhead with the carry. Woodhead gets the first down, tackled by Deion Grant and Philip Dillard. As we take a look at the rest of the Patriots starting offense with Ochocinco and Deion Branch and Rob Gronkowski. And up front, Matt Light starting with Logan Mankins, Dan Copen, Rich Ornborger in for the injured Dan Connolly, and Nate Solder, the rookie first-round draft pick out of Colorado. 1st and 10 inside the Giants 20. Empty set for Brady. Brady's pass batted at the line and incomplete. Jeremy Kennedy got his hand up and knocked it away, the Yonkers native.
Good play by Kennedy, the defensive lineman. He's stuck there, couldn't get much penetration. Puts the hands up in the air and knocks it down.
Almost knocked it to Alex Hall.
Yeah, if Alex was looking, he probably would have had one.
So 2nd and 10 for the Patriots at the Giants 18-yard line. Brady will work out of a shotgun with Woodhead to his right. Branch comes in motion. The give for Woodhead instead. He gets a crease inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Brian Williams on the tackle. Gain of 6 as we take a look at the Giants defense. Alex Hall and Justin Tratow will start at the ends with Bernard and Ibrahim Abdullah on the inside. Clint Sintum, Spencer Pasinger, Philip Dillard, the linebackers for the Giants. Brian Williams, a 10th-year pro out of North Carolina State, starting at one of the corners. 3rd and 4 for the Patriots at the Giants 13 with a 7-0 New England lead. Brady zips one left, intended for Branch, incomplete. Michael Coe on the coverage, and the Patriots will send out the field goal unit team. So a decent job by the Giants defense here, Carl, to at least hold New England to a field goal attempt.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, the thing about the Patriots, they want to know where they are. Coach Belichick has not been impressed with what he's seen thus far, and he's getting them as much work as possible no matter who they're going against. And I'm sure the expectations are a little higher for this offense going against the Giants' second team.
31-yard attempt by Gostkowski is good. So the Patriots have forced a couple of turnovers. The last one, a David Carr interception. They have a 10-0 lead here in the first. Back in Foxborough, the Patriots with the 10-0 lead over the Giants. Tom Coughlin hosts the 7th annual Champions for Children Gala. Friday, October the 28th at Cipriani in Midtown Manhattan. All proceeds benefit Tom Coughlin's J Fund Foundation, which provides financial and emotional assistance to families of children with cancer. Coach Coughlin has done a tremendous job. He and his entire family, a charity that started in the Jacksonville area. They have 2 branches, and more information, check out the website and phone number below. Now the Patriots have 10 points on the board off 2 Giants turnovers. Gostkowski, good high climbing kick. Devin Thomas from 5 yards deep. Thomas got a seam, fights out of a tackle, still fighting, and then finally dragged down from behind at the 23-yard line. Nice tackle made by James Ahedebo, the former New York Jet, who was signed late in camp. 29-yard return for Devin Thomas, and here comes David Carr.
Well, Carr needs to get a clean drive going here, Bob. He's got kind of a leg up. His competition has been sick, you know, for the last 2 weeks, and he's not doing enough to prove to the coaches that he's their choice. There's a fumble on one, but this one is clearly an underthrown play, and he's familiar with this offense.
Carr to throw, intended for Devin Thomas, and the pass incomplete. McCourty on the coverage. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Contact, number 59 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Gary Guyton called for the penalty, a blow to the head of the quarterback. So that's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, let's take a look here and see what Guyton comes in. Clean shot.
Yep, helmet to helmet.
That's a little low. He was coming across his teammates back here. Look at this.
But he hits him right in the chin. He hits him right in the face mask. I mean, you can't hit the quarterback in the helmet with your helmet.
The rules are pretty clear on that one too. They're going to protect the quarterbacks, and I'm sure Belichick teaches them that.
From the 37, Andre Brown on a 1st and 10 plows his way to the 41 and is able to pick up 4 yards on the play.
You know, if David Carr gets hurt here, we got to see Ryan Perrilloux for a while tonight. And I know they want to see enough of Carr to make a decision on this backup quarterback position. Tell you, Brown is really impressive. He's moving the chains here.
2nd and 6 for the Giants as Carr will throw. Zips it out to Thomas. He's got a first down near midfield. Tackled by McCourty and Mayo, but it's a first down for the Giants. So it picks up about 8 yards on the play.
This Carr here, good clean pocket, slings it there. Good route too by Thomas. Sets right down at the sticks. He was able to give him a good target.
Join the conversation on Twitter, #GiantsGame. As fans weigh in throughout the course of the game. 1st and 10 from midfield. Andre Brown, not a lot of room in the middle as he gets stood up and turned back as the Patriots attack the football. Ryan Wendell, one of the first hits.
Patriots are taking a good look at this front four of theirs. Albert Haynesworth hadn't played much, so I'm sure they're trying to get as much out of him as possible too.
Look, they got Gerard Warren, number 60 now in the ball. And they've got a collection of veteran defensive tackles, former high picks for other teams. 2nd and 8. Brown, not a lot of room running right. And I think it was Albert Haynesworth who made the tackle. Gain of only 1.
Well, they say when Big Albert is ready to go, he can really push the pocket here. He comes off his block from the other side to make that play.
Patriots acquired him in a trade. He took a pay cut. And there's been a lot of rumors going around the last 2 weeks that Haynesworth might not even make this team.
Well, you know, that's a big rumor out there, and it'd be a shame because a guy like that with his abilities has a great opportunity in this Patriot defensive scheme.
Giants run a draw to Brown, who fumbled the football, but Jamon Meredith falls on it for the Giants and saves the possession. He was short of the first down. Carl, you surprised a little draw there on a 3rd down?
Well, you know, when you get them thinking pass, you loosen up those defensive linemen here. Let's take a look at the front here. And you can see they're spread out a bit across the line, so there were some natural running lanes there. And with Brown's speed, you should think he could squirt through there if they just held the block a little bit.
Matt Dodge will get the first opportunity for the Giants to punt the football. Good high punt. But it drifts into the end zone for a touchback as Michael Coe could not save it. So Dodge not able to get it down inside the 10-yard line. Pat Flaherty, offensive line coach. Nissan's bottom line sales event has been extended. Get bonus cash through September the 5th. Visit Nissan.com or visit your local dealer. Jarrell Jernigan will get the first turn on punt returns here this evening. Brady remains in the ball game on a 1st and 10. But Jarvis Green Ellis with a lot of green in front of him. Finally knocked down at the 41. It's a 21-yard pass play. Tyler Sash on the tackle, but Carl, I mean, the middle of the field was wide open.
Well, that's because they gave Tyler Pasinger, the linebacker here, number 49, watch him. They gave him a little too much to look at. He's running and running and running, and there's a guy catching it right underneath him.
His back was turned as he took the tight end Gronkowski downfield, and wide open was Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
And that play is designed to fool the linebacker, too.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis with the handoff and fights his way for 4 yards. So he gets tackled by Alex Hall and Philip Dillard as we send it down to Howard Cross.
Against Tom Brady and this offense, they got to figure out a way to make some plays. They're going to catch a coach's eye. If you beat a guy off a block, if you find a way to make a sack, break up a pass play against some of these, top-notch receivers, these guys got a chance here, an excellent opportunity going against the ones for the Patriots.
Well, on their first real defensive series, they did hold New England to 3 when the Patriots got the interception and started deep in Giants territory. Brady, a little quick out intended for Matthew Slater, who was running a go. And there's nothing that infuriates Tom Brady or any other veteran quarterback when the receiver is not on the same page as the quarterback.
Well, in a veteran team like this, they're supposed to know what the defense is giving them, and it's not much here. It's pretty vanilla, and they've got to be able to connect with that.
So 3rd down for the Patriots and 5 from their own 46. Giants show blitz, bring people off the edge. Woodhead makes the catch on the sideline and deep into Giant territory for a 1st down. Carl, looked like Clint Sintum got beat in the flat by Woodhead. There's a flag on the play, though, and this one's coming back.
It might have been blocking before the ball was released. This is strictly a timing play here. He gets out there, and they try to block here so they can hit him on the run. It's almost like a toss sweep. So they try to engage and get the ball out around the same time.
Dillard missed the tackle as Woodhead was able to slip out of the backfield and finally got into the ground by Coe. So replay the 3rd down, 3rd and long for the Patriots. 3rd and 15 from their own 36 as Brady spreads the formation with 5 receivers. Has plenty of time looking for Ocho Cinco can't make the catch. Excellent coverage by Michael Coe, Carl.
And that will catch the coach's eye because that was good technique from the start of the snap all the way down to the end.
So the Giants surrender 1 first down, and then the Patriots have to punt the football.
Let's take a look at Coe here. He's ISO'd here. He's running in the hip pocket, doesn't look back, turns at the right time, and gets just enough position there for Brady to overthrow that.
Brady 2 for 6 for 30 yards. Sultan Mesko, excellent punter, will send Jernigan back to the 12. Jernigan gets a block, and Jernigan is off to the races. Can he beat the punter? Takes him inside and then run out at the Patriots' 45-yard line.
Now that is a great play and very encouraging to Coach Coughlin. He spent a lot of time with him in the pregame and all this week, telling him to get squared up. Now he makes one guy miss. Now watch it. Gets his shoulder square, hits the seam, and goes.
Jarrell Jernigan with an explosive punt return. Tonight's game on NBC4 New York is brought to you locally by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Official soft drink of the New York Giants. And by MetLife. MetLife brings you closer to your favorite team. Go to MetLifeCentral.com to find out. David Carr on a 1st and 10. Sideline Hickson inside the 30 and tackled at the 25-yard line of the New England Patriots. 21-yard pickup for Dominic Hickson.
Well, Dominic Hickson is trying to atone for the early fumble there, and good mobility by David Carr and buying some time, but Hickson's running down the field there. He uncovers. Right there he is, able to get the first down.
So the Giants have a 1st and 10 at the New England 25-yard line. Carr to throw again, and he got hit and threw it out of bounds, incomplete. Well, the Giants have great field position on a 42-yard Jarrell Jernigan punt return. Now, Carl Tom, before the game, went up to the rookie who's had all these problems. He said, look, get wide, bend your knees, catch the ball like this. And what did he tell us about Jernigan today when we met him?
He said the young man does not shriek from any responsibility. He'll come over and be the first to say, Coach, I screwed it up. He doesn't blame anyone and takes full responsibility for his ineffectiveness.
Andre Brown picks up 5, and Coach Coughlin finished the comment by saying, and you know what? That's refreshing in today's age, where the young man just took ownership, not blaming anybody else, but he says he's really receptive to the coaching. And you saw Coach Coughlin, that's when the players stretch. And, you know, when they're warming up, and he gave him those encouraging words and just reminded him again of the details.
Yep, redemption. And here's a guy that looks forward to his next opportunity. Most guys back there, tell you, when they try him out at punt return and they have a few failures, they don't want it anymore.
36, and Carr gets sacked. Gary Guyton, the 4th-year pro out of Georgia Tech, got the sack. So the Giants' struggle on 3rd downs continue throughout the preseason.
Well, they get a first down out of this drive and get sacked and halted, but you know what? They're still in field goal range, and that's the uniqueness of having good field position as a result of the return game, Bob.
Guyton just came clean. Reese Lloyd to try a 48-yard field goal. Plenty of leg, and it is good. So Lloyd connects with Weatherford holding from 48 yards out. Good punt return. Helps set up the Giants' first points. Well, it's time now for the Citibank quarterback comparison. Eli Manning, Tom Brady, each have won Super Bowls. Brady's got 3, 2 MVP trophies, 3 All-Pros, and a 6-time Pro Bowler. You know, a lot was made about the comments that Eli Manning had made on the Michael Kay radio show, but you know, it really was a situation where he wasn't saying he was Tom Brady. He said, look, where Tom Brady is in his career, I'm 30 now. You know, I hope to have that kind of productivity the rest of the way. What's your story? Citi can help. You write it. Learn more at stories.citi.com.
You know, he talks about the things that Brady does to continue to get better, and that's what he wants to do. But, you know, he's got to do one thing better now, and that's make good decisions.
How about the coverage by Devin Thomas And Jaquan Williams on the Brandon Tate kickoff return, pinning him inside the 20-yard line.
It's a big plus for the young players there to impress, because running down on kickoffs, if you're a backup player, that's where you're going to make your bones early in your career.
When talking about some of these young linebackers, coaching staff is very excited about the possibility for some of these guys. Brady remains in the ball game, looking to set up a screen that the Giants had read perfectly. Adrian Tracy was there, but now we'll check the flag. Legal man downfield on the Patriots on the screen.
Ineligible downfield on the forward pass. Number 67 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's just a function of timing for the offense, and clearly when the defense gets too much penetration too fast, that ball doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Dan Copen, the veteran center, called for the penalty. So 1st and 15 for the Patriots as Brady works out of an empty set. Brady with time. Hits his tight end Aaron Hernandez out to the 12-yard line. Pickup of 7 as we check in with Howard Cross.
You know, Carl, you had said before the game the Patriots were having some struggles. They're like they're having struggles here tonight. And it's making these young guys from the Giants, giving them a lot of confidence as they come off the edges and get after Brady in this offense.
And that's what they should do, too. They need to show coaches, hey, we can play against some of these top-flight guys. A guy like Clint Centum, who's, for all intents and purposes, still competing for a job as a starter.
Here, Hernandez with the catch. The Giants were totally confused as he takes it out to the 30-yard line. Nobody was covering Aaron Hernandez, and the safety came running over late, Deion Grant. Brady just rose up and throw it to him.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, kind of the up-tempo style of offense the Patriots get into, and they don't let your defense get set. And as you can see right now, they're still having some troubles getting lined up.
Too many men on the field for the Giants as they were shuffling personnel in and out. Woodhead got the carry. Philip Dillard and Deion Grant made the tackle. This is going to be a penalty against the Giants. They're running people on and off.
That's personnel. They don't know.
Too many men. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
You know, Carl, just going back to 2 plays ago, though. Deion Grant was on one side of the field. Sash came to get the slot guy, and no one was covering Hernandez. And Brady, instead of like going through his call, he just took the snap and he threw it to him.
That's a fast break, Bob. That's cherry picking in basketball. Guy leaks out early, and they see him get the pass to him.
Brady on a 1st and 5, under some pressure, buys some time, and wide open is Matthew Slater. Slater inside the 20, inside the 5, and finally brought to ground. Paysinger was there along with Coe to get him on the ground, but a huge pickup to a wide open Matthew Slater.
Another well-designed play. Watch Sash here. He gets pulled out of the middle of the field, and something's coming right behind him there, and he's still chasing the other receiver.
Paysinger chased him from behind. Coe got on him to get him to the ground, but not after a huge pickup. Derek Martin also in on the tackle.
You know, the young rookie Tyler Sash is bright prospect out of Iowa. He's never seen some of this stuff. They're running a guy through the zone. Back in college, he'd take him. But, you know, they're running 2 and 3 guys underneath the guy that pulled him out of there. And as a safety in the league, you got to know what they're trying to do to you. If they run you out of there, there may be something coming underneath.
Giants will call a timeout. So a huge play to Slater. And the Patriots will have it 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Well, next Thursday night, it's back to football. Packers begin their title defense against the Saints. Then Sunday Night Football, it'll be the Jets and the Dallas Cowboys. 1st and goal. Patriots from the 4. Brady, Ben Jarvis, Green, Ellis, who has a rushing touchdown. Stop at the 1. Deion Grant Got a hit in there to slow down Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis.
You know, and the Patriots are running their first team offense. The Giants are running a vanilla defense with their second team. So there is a distinct advantage to what they're doing offensively for the Patriots.
Final play of quarter number 1. It's the final tune-up for the Patriots in a final test for young Giants. Back in Foxborough, we start the second quarter of play. Patriots with a 10-3 lead over the Giants, and New England will have the ball second and goal at the Giants' 1-yard line, as Bill Belichick has elected to play his starters here this evening into the second quarter. Was not pleased by what he saw in the game against the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, Giants head coach Tom Coughlin resting all of his starters here this evening. And now let's see if the Giant defense can keep the Patriots out of the end zone. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis is the tailback. He's got a rushing touchdown so far tonight. Takes it right into the line, fights off the tackle, and he scores. Oh, no, they did not get the signal. Looks like he was held just short. Philip Dillard in the middle of that pile for the Giants. Got a good surge, and Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis could not get in, Carl.
Yeah, he was the first guy to make the tackle there, and he held on until help came. There's Ellis trying to turn it up in there. There's a big hit there down by his ankles.
I think that was Spencer Pasinger, the rookie free agent linebacker, at the bottom of that pile too.
Yeah, getting him by the legs, not letting him get that second surge. They're discussing it.
So while we have a moment here, Carl, we're going to be joined in the booth here in the second quarter for a little bit by Giants general manager Jerry Reese. We're going to hear from some Giants players as well. And Jerry's taking a couple minutes to join us here in the booth this evening. And Jerry, first of all, welcome to the NBC4 New York booth.
Hi,
How are you?
How are you guys?
Good. I mean, you can't get a better test for young players that you're grading than going against the Patriots' first-team offense.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us to get a chance to look at some of the young players and actually some of the veterans we have in there trying to make the team.
Well, Jerry, as this comes to an end, there are going to be some names that pop out there. Are you still looking for some players that may pop loose, veteran players?
Sure, always. We're always looking to improve our roster any way we can. We look at that waiver wire every day, looking for help on the back end of our roster. So we'll definitely continue to look for players to make our roster more stronger.
Jerry, you take a look at the talent that you have on the defensive side of the ball. Some of these young linebackers like Pasinger, Daquan Williams, White, they have really, Herzlich, they've really seized this opportunity so far in the preseason to make plays when asked.
Well, there's an opportunity for there's a couple of positions that's wide open there, and some of these young kids have shown us some things. It's a great opportunity for them tonight to get in there and make something happen.
All right, now, even though the officials did not originally signal touchdown, they have now said it is a touchdown for Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. So counts as a 1-yard touchdown run, and Gostkowski is on for the extra point. He's able to knock it through with 14:35 to go in the second quarter. Patriots with a 17-3 lead. We'll continue our conversation with Giants general manager Jerry Reese when we return to Foxborough here. Well, inexplicably, this was not ruled a touchdown originally on the field. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis will take a handoff from Tom Brady. And as you can see here, he clearly maintains his feet, does not touch the ground, and breaks the plane with half of his body. But you see the official coming in from the near part of your picture, never raised his arms. It was eventually ruled a touchdown. The second rushing touchdown for Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. So Gostkowski will kick off. And Devin Thomas back deep for the Giants here in the second quarter. Thomas from about 4 yards deep. Can't maintain his feet. Tackled at the 16-yard line. Matthew Slater on the tackle for the New England Patriots with 14:31 to go in the second quarter. All right, Jerry, let's talk a little bit about Jarrell Jernigan. We showed a shot of Tom Coughlin, talking to him in pregame warmups about setting his feet. Finally, fans got a chance to see what you envisioned when you drafted him in the 3rd round.
Yeah, Jarrell, he has to get the rookie jitters out right now. You have to keep putting him back there. We know he has talent. We've seen him do it before, and he made a big play. Glad to see him get a positive play made.
Now, is this just a function of him just getting accustomed to playing against better talent as a return guy? Now, a return guy is a return guy, but The level of talent goes up, and he played in a smaller conference.
Yeah, well, you know, for rookies, a lot of time, everything is literal for him. You know, he caught a ball in the second game on the right hash, on the right numbers, and he said, well, the return was to the left. You know, so, well, in this league, you can't go across the field like that. You know, you got to get what you can right there and be a football player. So he's going through some rookie stuff. He looked like a rookie, but we're glad to see him make a big play.
Jerry, obviously, as the Giants get set for a 2nd and 8, Andre Brown gets the start tonight. He seems to do a really good job as he breaks out here and picks up a first down out to the 26. Tom mentioned to us today he's finishing his runs, and he looks like a more confident football player.
Well, again, you know, we drafted him a couple years ago, and we thought he was going to be a terrific player for us. Actually, we thought he was a steal. You know, we had the Achilles injury, but he's had a really good training camp. He's run the ball well, running the ball hard tonight. And there's a couple more running backs that we like, so we want to get a good look at these young guys. You
talk about steals, Jerry. You've had some success in getting some low-round guys, and one comes to mind is Ahmad Bradshaw. What do you look for when you see a guy that could be a diamond in the rough?
Well, you just look for players with redeeming qualities. You know, Ahmad Bradshaw, when he came out, you know, he was a tough physical runner, you know, played with a lot of heart. We like that stuff about him. And, you know, to take a guy with those redeeming qualities late in the round, that's what you look for, some guys with redeeming qualities. And he has a couple of things that we really like, and he's developed into a really good football player for us.
Has he exceeded your expectations?
Well, you draft a guy in the 7th round. You know, he has some off-field issues that was well documented at the time. That's probably why he slipped. We thought he was probably like a middle-round pick, but we were fortunate enough to get him in the 7th round. But he has done a terrific job for us.
David Carr with a 12-yard run to give the Giants a first down, and not a lot doing this time for Andre Brown. Kyle Love on the tackle for the Patriots. Jerry, David Carr starting tonight. You have Ryan Perlow that'll play. Sage Rosenfels has the back injury, had strep throat last week. How much harder is that going to make a decision that you guys have to make with Rosenfels not being able to play as far as evaluation?
Well, if you're not out there, it's hard to evaluate players. You know, hopefully, you know, with the first game, I don't think he was feeling well the first game, but we did see him play some last year, and we kind of know what Sage is, but still, we're going to be fair to everybody on the roster, and we're not sure if we're going to keep 2 or 3 quarterbacks, but we got some big decisions to make here in the next couple of days.
Speaking of one, Devin Thomas. Here's a guy that's giving you a boost in special teams. Everyone says, you've heard it a zillion times, you've been asked about the whole Steve Smith situation, but you felt pretty confident that the guys that you had on the roster, there's people here who could step up, and he's making a pretty good case, isn't he?
Well, Devin's doing a good job. Devin, the thing about Devin, he has to be consistent. If he plays consistent for us, we think he can do a lot of things for us. Obviously, he's give us a little boost as a kick returner, but we think he can help us as a receiver as well. He just has to be consistent.
Jerry, you got the tight end position that's still undecided, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, with no offseason, and then you've got camps that have been, you know, according to coaches, just okay in terms of being able to see what you get. When you talk to the coaching staff, is this an area that they believe that they can develop here, or is it something that, hey, just let's see what else is out there?
Well, we always see what's out there, but we do feel like we have some tight ends on our roster right now who can get the job done. Unfortunate tonight, Travis Beckham has an ankle injury, and we don't want to put him out there. But we have Ballard, who we like, and Bear Pasco, who we like, and a couple other young guys who's done some nice things for us.
Jerry, now I want to talk a little bit about the offseason. When you talk about a guy like Travis Beckham or any guy who's ascending,
number 80 in
not
the
having
10-yard penalty, still first down.
Penalty on Victor Cruz negated the run.
Not having your guys in the building, and this is probably true for all teams. When you have guys that have to ascend to a starting position and more responsibility, has not having an offseason hurt that in terms of the interaction with coaches?
Well, I think we'll respect to that, but we won't use that as an excuse. We'll let somebody else use that as an excuse. Everybody's in the same boat. These guys, you know, they have a short window to prove to the coaches that they can get the job done. And we feel good about some of these guys, Carl. And we just feel like everybody's in the same boat. You have a couple guys that have been around. They just have to develop on the fly, get continuity with the quarterback on the fly, like a lot of teams around the league.
Well, Travis Beckham has been hurt quite a bit, and he shows a lot of promise, and it seems like he takes a step forward and then a step back with the injuries. How does that impact how you're going to evaluate that position of need right now?
Well, it makes it difficult because, you know, he's in and out of the game so much with injuries. We wanted this guy to stay healthy and prove that he can be accountable, and we can count on him to be out there all the time. So that's important for him. He needs to stay out there and show us he can stay healthy.
There's one of the guys that you drafted in the 7th round, Terrell Scott, who had that big run. Boy, for a guy who's kind of built the way he is, he's got a lot of explosiveness, doesn't he?
Well, he's a fast kid. We were looking for some speed, trying to upgrade our speed in the backfield as well, and maybe he'd be able to help us as a return specialist, as a kick returner at some point. But he proved, a couple of games ago, he has an explosive speed. If he can get in the secondary, he can take it to the house. So he's an interesting kid we're watching tonight as well.
And he's not a small guy. And, Jerry, he looks like the offense is playing a heck of a lot better since you walked into the booth here.
Well, I think they're a little bit jittery. Some guys that haven't been out there together as a unit for a while, so they've settled down a little bit, looks like, in the second quarter, and look like they're going to hopefully get the ball in the end zone right here.
Jerry, Carl mentioned, a guy like Beckham and Sinton. When you had your press conference, your wrap-up press conference last year, you referred to some of the guys that, all right, it's now time. One of those guys that has really shown is Will Beatty, moving to the left tackle. He's had a very good preseason, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, those kind of guys, we believe in developing players. We draft them in the 2nd round. Those guys, along with Sinton, guys you draft in the 2nd round, you expect those guys to develop and become really good football players. And Will has done a nice job for us, and we feel comfortable with him being out there at left tackle for us.
Well, it didn't hurt him to get some early experience with all the injuries along the offensive line the last couple of years.
Well, it does. Last year when he got in the for a couple of games, we played well, really ran the ball well when he was in the lineup for us. And at practice, man, he goes against some really good football players at practice. He has to go against JPP, and he has to go against Talk, and he has to go against OC and Kiwanuka. So he gets a lot of quality reps at practice as well.
All right, Giants, a drive that started inside their own 20, their own 16. 12th play of the drive coming up. 3rd and 1 from the 5. Going to give it off to the inside and a first down for Andre Brown and the Giants, 1st and goal. And Jerry, I mean, when you line up in an obvious run that went big personnel, to power the football like that has got to be something that catches your eye.
Well, I think that's important, for this group and our first team. We want to be able to run the ball whenever we want to run it. We ran the ball well last week in a few spots. Brandon ran the ball nice. Bradshaw ran the ball nice in there. Even Danny Ware came in there and made some nice plays running the ball. We want to be a power running football team. We can play action pass. I think we're at our best when we're able to do that.
Giants will work out of an eye set. Hynoski, the fullback. Carr is going to throw. Had a man in the back of the end zone and keeps it instead and gets knocked down at the 1-yard line. Looked like he had Ballard, Carl, but elected to not throw it.
Well, he's a mobile guy, and I'm sure Jerry would like to see him get the ball out of his hand if it's not a clear touchdown and save his body there.
Yeah, I thought he had a guy open right there, but you're in the red zone. You got to take care of the football, and he elected to pull it down and try to get it in and give us a chance to make a play on the 2nd down here.
Is O.C. Umenyiora on track with his injury? How's that going?
Well, O.C.'s doing better. From all the doctor's report that I'm getting, that he's getting better, and we're hoping that I don't know if he'll make it to the first game, but we're hoping that he'll be ready to go by at least week 2.
Well, the Giant drive stalls as David Carr fumbles the snap. And Andre Carter recovered. Jerry, thanks so much for shedding some light on things, and we really appreciate a few minutes here tonight.
Okay, guys, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jerry.
Okay.
General Manager Jerry Reach joining us here on the program. 3rd turnover by the Giants happening at the 1. 17. Oh, a little lobster chowder, Carly. Even though it's summertime, it's always good. You like clam chowder or lobster chowder?
I like them both, especially up here in the New England area. They do it better than anyone.
Brian Hoyer in at quarterback for the New England Patriots. So Brady plays into the 2nd quarter and gets 17 points on the board. Now, one drive started at the Giants 1, and another one started at the Giants 32. The last drive was impressive as Hoyer going deep looking for Brandon Tate, incomplete. 14 plays, 83 yards, 7:32 on the clock. But Carl, on a 2nd and goal at the 1, David Carr fumbles the snap from Kevin Booth.
Yeah, and he's got to be responsible for that. He in the center. He pulls out a little too fast, and there's a fumble. Now, look, if you're a backup quarterback and you can drive a team all the way to the 1-yard line, you got to finish the deal. I mean, every play counts because you're one injury away from being the guy who has to drive your offense.
Hoyer on a play fake. Hoyer zips it out to the 10-yard line and completes the pass for a gain of 9 on the play. There's Taquan Underwood with the catch. You mentioned Taquan. He was signed after getting let go by Jacksonville, former 7th-round pick from Notre Dame High School in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. You get a look at Brian Hoyer in his 3rd year out of Michigan State.
Player they like to develop. They think he has a lot of talent. Can really throw the ball.
Nice job by the Giant defense on a 3rd and 1, and they're able to get the stop. Tyler Sash was in there. He got a hit. Gabe Watson. Watson's had a very good camp as well for the Giants. Signed as a free agent from Arizona.
Let's take a look here. That's just good penetration there. Sash making a good form tackle. And, you know, the key for defensive backs are not necessarily the big plays. It's get them wrapped up and get them down.
Zoltan Mesko to punt. Jernigan had a 42-yard return his last attempt. This one is returnable as well, but he muffed it. He looked up, and it's picked up by Guyton of the Patriots. Gary Guyton's going to score. But it's coming back on the muff punt. Patriots will start at the 49-yard line. Can't advance the muff punt.
This young man's got to get it together here. It sounds like they're going to continue to work with him, but boy, you've got to be sure-handed. It's like catching a football in a hailstorm. A lot of guys coming down at you, a lot of things to distract you. Ball security first.
So Jarrell Jernigan muffs the punt. Now more flags coming out.
Maybe there was interference.
An illegal formation on the kicking team. Number 10 came off the bench as a substitute and did not get inside the numbers prior to the snap.
That's Taquan
Underwood. A 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 4th down.
So Jernigan's get a chance to go right back out there.
Let's take a look at the muff here and see. There he is, arms are wide, gets him in there close,
and
didn't look the ball, did not look that ball in.
You know, Carl, I remember when David Meggett was a young player with the Giants, and Parcells would stand next to him during practice when you were on the team.
Yeah.
But he would just yell at him all practice, get under the ball, set your feet, hands together, and look the ball in.
See, the eyes went forward and not down to the hands there. You've got to be a sure-handed receiver when those punts come in. You've got to look it all the way in before you look for where your running lanes are.
Zoltan Mesko to punt again, and Jernigan is going to drift back to midfield. Muffed it again, and got tripped up by Matthew Slater at the 5, at the 45-yard line. 44-yard punt. Well, he kept reminding him. The first time it worked out really well. He returned 142 yards. The last 2. It's funny how things can change quickly. Jarrell Jernigan, the Giants rookie return man, had a 42-yard return, then muffed a punt, recovered by the Patriots, but because of the New England penalty, he got another chance. So Carl,
look at the eyes. Eyes downfield, not on the ball, and the arms were wide open. Look at this.
And here's the last one. Again, arms are wide. They're not close. Those elbows have to be close together, Carl.
Yeah, and Coach Coughlin showed him that in the preseason, and Aaron Ross is telling him, cup that so the ball can go right into that basket.
David Carr completes a pass to Devin Thomas, gain of 6 yards to the 40-yard line. Patriots with 152 yards of offense, the Giants 145 here in the first half of play, but 3 turnovers by the Giants. 1 negated a score and 2 set up New England scores. Hand off to Brown, fights for a yard, and that's it. Now it's time for the Time Warner facts of the game. Well, the last meeting between these two teams, of course, Super Bowl 42 in a game that mattered. The Giants' 17-14 win. Those teams met in the last game of the regular season at Giant Stadium. They'll meet this year here in Foxborough. Facts of the game brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Be sure to tune into NBC4 New York for all of your Giants preseason football coverage. 3rd and 3 for Carr and the Giants. Give it off for Brown, and nothing doing there as he got hit by Myron Pryor and dropped on the play.
Giants have had some success. Looks like the Patriots are getting a little tougher up front now, stopping the run.
So the Giants have a 4th and short just inside the 39-yard line of New England. And the Giants will go for it here with 3:50 to go in the half. Carr gives for Brown, gets a running lane, and gets the first down as he bounces on the 35-yard line. Tackled by Darius Butler and Josh Barrett.
I really like what I'm seeing from Brown here. You'll see him. He makes a decision, cuts, and gets about his business. He's not trying to juke in the hole. Once that hole is there, he tries to accelerate through it.
So 1st and 10 for the Giants. Their last drive, 83 yards, ended at the 1 on a Carr fumble. Carr to throw. Devin Thomas, nice catch. Flag on the play. And we'll check to see the flag. Antoine Molden on the coverage.
He's got to catch that ball, though. Give the offense a choice of the yardage off the catch or the yardage off the...
Interference, defense number 30. Automatic first down.
Or the yardage off the penalty there. That one was right in the breadbasket. Devin's got to catch it.
Josh Barrett called for the penalty.
And you can see where the dilemma is, where the coaches, they have potential here, but no consistency with these backup receivers.
Thomas bobbled it, but he reeled it in along the sideline at the 16-yard line. Antoine Molden on the coverage, gain of 8. Well, they'll keep giving Devin Thomas chances.
Well, they throw enough to him. He's got to catch him. Here he double catches that one.
How about
staying in bounds, though?
How about Molden for the Patriots? He was let go by Houston the other day, and he's only been with the Patriots for 2 days. He's out there playing.
Well, look, they got to get him. He was in a training camp, so not like he's out of shape.
2nd and 1. Andre Brown nowhere to go. He is going to get gobbled up.
That's Bear Pascal getting pushed back there, and you know, he's a guy that does play in the Giants' regular offense. Point of attack, that's Pascal and Ballard.
Eric Moore.
There's Pascal getting pushed right back into the runner.
Eric Moore on the tackle along with Tracy White.
At the point of attack, you've got to be better than that, Bear.
That's a 2-minute warning here in Foxborough. The final tune-up, final evaluations. Patriots in front, 17-3. Back in Foxborough, Patriots a 17-3 lead. Now time for Toyota's new faces.
It means the world for me to be here. Obviously, I've been through a lot over the past couple of years, and to be out here treated like a normal person, a normal football player on the field, and to just get a shot, to get a shot at the NFL, to prove what I can do and run out on the field on Sundays is what it's all about.
Get incredible deals during Toyota's nationwide clearance event going on now. Mark Herzlich, who's done a very good job for the Giants, Carl, in making plays in games.
Well, he's a football player, number one, Bob, but the most impressive part about it, Coach Coughlin said he retains information and acts on it one time. They can tell him one time, and he knows exactly what to do, and that's promising for a guy that's in a complex defense.
And what a tremendous battle back from cancer and the perseverance to get back on the field at Boston College and then even get this far to being in an NFL camp.
Yeah, prior to his illness, he was an absolute monster on the field at Boston College. So good to see him come back. And, you know, he's got those redeeming qualities that Jerry Reese just talked to us about.
Michael Clayton had a nice catch for the Giants there, so it's 1st and 10 Giants at the 18-yard line of the Patriots with under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Carr to throw to the end zone over the head of Thomas, incomplete. Rosai Dowling, a rookie second-round pick out of Virginia, on the coverage. Carl, it's so important for the Giants to get a touchdown here in the sense that their last drive was a productive drive, but they fumbled it at the 1, and just to get some positive feel for the work that they're putting in.
Yeah, and you know, I'm looking at my notes here from when we talked to the coach, and he talked about the offense's ability to move the ball up and down the field, but when they cross the 20-yard line, it's where they're having troubles. And, you know, the fumbles and things of that nature are no exception here. So, you know, they're teaching it and they're talking about it, execution closing the deal, no matter who's on the field, and they just have not been able to get a score up.
And that check down to Andre Brown goes for a loss of 2. He kind of missed the block on the edge, and Carr then tried to dump it down to him. Giants have just 1 timeout remaining. They lost 1 on a challenge and called another one defensively. Down to 44 seconds to go and counting here in the first half.
It's about execution in the red zone.
3rd and 11. Carr. Flag of the play as Clayton makes the catch and then wrestled down at the 9-yard line by Molden. It's in the area of offensive holding.
Ill use of hands, hands in the face. 62 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Mitch Petrus called for the penalty.
Again, red zone inefficiency. And Coach Coughlin says same old story. He wants execution. He wants the team to be aware when they get in this area, the green zone.
They say today we get in the green zone and trip over ourselves.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening. Don't want that to become a trend.
3rd and 21 as Carr gets sacked on the play. Never had a chance. Sean Ellis, the former Jet in his 12th year out of Tennessee, gets the sack.
And he knows how to play in big spots. He's not playing like a rookie.
Too easy for Ellis.
Yeah, it is.
So with 18 seconds to go in the half, we got a timeout on the field. Patriots in front, 17-3. The Giants head coach Tom Coughlin will send out Reese Lloyd to try a 49-yard field goal with Weatherford to hold. And he's going to miss this one left. Well left.
Well, these are the times that you practice these in-game situations, not the controlled environment of practice where you just put another ball down and you kick it. You got to put your practice into action in game situations.
Well, Reese Lloyd's never attempted a field goal in a regular season game as a kickoff specialist. I talked to Lawrence Tynes this week. He says he's feeling really good and recovering from that leg injury and thinks he should be ready to go. Patriots will start 1st and 10 from the 39, up 17-3. Hoyer lobbing it down the left side, nearly intercepted by Coe. Nice breakup by Brandon Tate of the Patriots.
And another good play by Coe there. He ran the route and played the ball at its highest point. That's good job by the young cornerback.
Should let you know the Patriots on a Dominic Hickson fumble after a completion started at the Giants 1. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis a touchdown. Then after a Carr interception, Patriots started at the Giant 33. They held the Patriots to 3. Brady had one long sustained drive that ended in a touchdown. Poyer on a 2nd and 10. Poyer with time, nearly intercepted. And Saquon Underwood makes the catch.
Boy, you talk about a guy who could have really shown up on the film. You intercept that one in a 2-minute warning.
Brian Williams, the 10-year pro, just had it go through his hands, and Underwood made the catch, and then Sash got him to the ground. So that takes us to the intermission. The United halftime report coming up with Bruce Beck and Howard Cross. They'll bring you first half highlights and analysis and key in on an emotional day. Jobs are on the line tonight in Foxborough at the half. Patriots lead the Giants. Back in Foxborough, Patriots with a 17-3 lead over the Giants at the half. Moments ago, Bruce Beck caught up with Giants head coach Tom Coughlin.
All right, Coach Coughlin, looking back at the first half, what are you happy about? What are you disappointed with?
We're playing hard. We're playing hard. We've moved the ball over the place again. We turn the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over in this business and win. It's not going to happen. But if we catch the balls they throw to us, if we stop the turnovers and we take the ball down and score, we got a chance to do something here.
Focus here in the second half, Coach. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for more of the same. I think we continue to move the football. We got to do something with the ball in the green zone. We got to get after the quarterback now. The quarterbacks are standing back there with no pressure.
All right, thanks, Coach. It's all about the green zone, Bob. It's always about the green zone and turnovers. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Bruce. Well, Carl, the green zone is, most teams refer to it as the red zone. And for the Giants, it has been the red zone because they get there and they're not going. They're going the wrong way.
Red is deficit, and they're definitely going the wrong way on that. And, you know, he talks about the being opportunistic and really capitalizing on some of the opportunities that they got on both the offense and defensive side of the ball, and they just aren't doing it.
All right, so the first team defense gets put in a bad spot, 1st and goal for 1. Then they held Brady and the Patriots first team offense to a field goal before they gave up that long drop. But a great evaluation point for them to see them going against elite players like that.
Well, yeah, and they have to be able to have some encouragement about it. But look, when they hold up against a good team, that means they should be executing on the other end of the football game as well on the offensive end.
Reese Lloyd with the kickoff, and it goes for a touchback. So the Patriots will start at their own 20-yard line as Brian Hoyer remains in at quarterback for the New England Patriots. Tom Coughlin watched his team turn it over 3 times in the first half.
That's a recipe for disaster in any game. Give away takeaways. They haven't taken any away, and they've given 3.
Hoyer to throw on first down. He has time, throws it underneath, and completes it to Will Yateman, a rookie free agent out of Maryland. There's a flag on the play.
Clint Centum is down.
Slams his helmet down as he clutches his right leg.
Swollen the knee. He had off-season knee surgery as well.
Personal foul, chop block, number 29 in the offense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Shane Vereen. Carl, you look at the way Centum sort of reacted as you see the rookie 2nd-round pick out of California call for the penalty and helped off by Ronnie Barnes and Steve Kennelly. Dr. Russ Warren out there looking at it. Remember, Centum had off-season knee surgery. As soon as he went down, he took his helmet off and slammed it on the turf and grabbed that right knee.
Well, let's look at it right here. He's coming up right here to make the tackle, comes across, and that knee just buckles underneath him, and he knew right away that something wasn't right. And it's unfortunate because he was having such a good camp, and you hope it's not a serious knee injury where it's season ending.
1st and 20. Pass completed to the 14-yard line to Buddy Farnham, first-year player out of Brown. Well, you take a look at the defensive injuries. Rookie Marvin Austin out for the season, torn pec. Brian Witherspoon and Terrell Thomas, of course, injured in that game against the Bears. Bruce Johnson and Achilles before they even played any games. Osi Umenyiora is expected back, and Prince Amukamara not back until mid-September at the earliest, most likely October. Green on the handoff takes it out to the 20-yard line. So that'll set up a 3rd and a long 9, almost 10 for the Patriots. But Carl, you take a look at this team defensively. Look, with Sintum, with the way some of these other kids have played, meaning Mark Herzlich, Greg Jones, Jaquan Williams, Spencer Pasinger, you know, there's some question as to whether Sintum is even going to make the team.
Oh, I thought he was going to make it, but it's about depth on this defense. The frontline guys were set. It was the second level players. And, you know, Sintum had, in my opinion, Bob, had a great training camp and was really competing for playing time.
3rd and 10. Hoyer gets sacked by Sash. Ball is loose, and the Giants can't recover it. Greg Jones had a chance to pick up the fumble, and he didn't.
Well, how about just falling on the fumble there? He was betwixt in between there. He didn't know if he wanted to pick it up and score or just fall on it, and he did neither.
How about Tyler Sash getting the sack and forced fumble?
Coming off the edge there, knew exactly what to do. He swiped the ball there. Looks like Greg Jones just kind of tipped over there as the ball was coming. Got the helmet right on the elbow there.
It's almost as if he said, oh, I want to pick this up, but maybe I should fall on it, and he didn't either.
Yeah.
Tyler Sash, the 6th-round pick out of Iowa with the sack. Zoltan Mesko to punt. Be another opportunity for Jernigan, who had a 42-yard return and then 2 muffs. Catches it this time and then turns on the speed and takes it into Patriot territory to the 46-yard line of New England. 43-yard punt, 10-yard return. Just moments ago, Clint Sintum, who injured what appears to be his right knee, injured his right leg, parted to the Giants locker room. For more, here's Bruce Beck.
Hey, Bob, it looks like the right knee. Ronnie Barnes, trainer for the Giants, just headed to the locker room. They carted off Clint Sintum. He was looked at by Dr. Russell Warren on the sidelines. He was very frustrated, as you saw when he threw his helmet, but so many players were over to try to console him. We'll have to wait for the formal report. Back to you.
All right, Bruce. He knew right from the moment that he went down that it was not good for him. Darrell Scott gets the carry for the Giants, and Markel Carter on the tackle. Scott in the first half had 1 carry for 20 yards. There's another Giant shaken up. That's rookie Henry Hynoski, the rookie free agent out of Pittsburgh. Byron Hanson and Steve Kennelly go to take a look at him. He waves off Dr. Russ Warren. He's a rookie free agent. He will jog it off and say, I'm ready to go back in.
Yep, trying to shake it off.
So 2nd and 10 for Carr and the Giants. He was 8 of 12 in the first half. Scott trying to run it off the right edge, gets knocked down after a gain of a couple on the play. Ricky Brown on the tackles. Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. We've seen in this final preseason game, Carl, against the Giants, especially some times that we've come here to Foxborough, where his veteran guys aren't even dressed. Tonight, his starters played into the 2nd quarter.
Well, look, all the coaches talk about the abbreviated preseason and the challenges that they had. And I guess, you know, if you're a coach, there's no rule that says you can't play them in every game to get what you want, to get them ready. So every team has its own formula and how they get their teams ready.
Darius Renard with a nice catch there, Carl. He came back behind the sticks and then took defenders for the first down.
And he's been a kind of a forgotten man in the wide receiver conversation, so I'm sure he's saying, look, I'm going to do something to show up too and get back in the conversation. Good job breaking the tackle and keeping his feet moving.
Yep, took Darius Butler for a ride. 1st and 10. Carr checks down to Charles Scott, first-year player, practice squad player with the Giants out of LSU. You know, for these guys that probably are not going to make the Giants, there's going to be some other teams in the NFL that might have injuries or are thin at certain positions, and this game tape is available to every team in the league. And you may not earn a spot on the Giants or the Patriots, but you could earn a spot on another team.
Yeah, you're auditioning for all the rest of the teams around the league. You want to show up and say, look, I didn't make this one, but it was a numbers game. If you got an opening, I'm available.
Terrell Scott on the carry, takes it to the 30-yard line, and will set up a third down for the Giants. Terrell Jernigan is in at one of the wide receiver spots. He goes to the slot left. Clayton to the bottom of your screen on a third down. Carr out of bounds, intended for Clayton, incomplete.
This Carr just put that one where no one could get it. Didn't want to chance an interception and put the ball in harm's way when you're in field goal range.
I think Tom Coughlin was thrilled about where David Carr went with the ball. They had Daniel Coates on the scene.
He had a lot of lazy route running there too. If you looked at the slot position, Jernigan didn't run a very good route, so he came off of it. Probably didn't see the sign.
47-yarder for Lloyd, and he misses that left. So he's missed a 49 and a 47 left. With 10-12 to go here in the third quarter. Tom Coughlin got it. Back in Foxborough, Patriots lead at 17-3 to the sideline, and Bruce Beck.
Well, Chris Nee has made 96 consecutive starts for the Giants, second only to Eli Manning. What is the state of your offensive line? Only one touchdown, Chris, in 3 preseason football games tonight. Didn't get a chance to play.
I think we're in good shape. You know, the touchdowns might not be there, but we've had some productive plays, and really we're very, very close. When believe me when I say that we've been close on a lot of plays, and I'm confident that we'll convert those in the regular season.
It's a revamped group with only 2 guys playing the same position from a year ago. You've got a new center in Boss. You've got a guy moving around deal from left tackle to guard, and you've got Beatty going to left tackle. I mean, how are you coming together as a group in terms of chemistry?
I think we're doing fine. You know, we kind of worked out the kinks in the beginning with, David having to miss the first week, and Deal and Beatty playing together on the left side, but I think we have the communication down, and getting used to one another. So,
how frustrating is it to see these injuries? I would call it a multitude of injuries, although Coach Coughlin disagrees. But we saw another one a moment ago with Clint Sinton.
Yeah, it's you hate to see it. Guys work so hard in the offseason to prepare their bodies for a regular season, and to get hurt into the season-ending variety, you just hate to see it.
You've got 10 days to go till opening day, and it's going to be an emotional opening day in Washington. What are your thoughts?
You got it. I mean, 9/11. Hopefully no one's forgotten it, and I'm sure that'll be a point of emphasis all week. Just remembering what happened, and I'm sure Coach will do a good job of bringing that to everyone's attention. And then we have to go out and play a tough team in Washington, who's played well this preseason. So it's going to be a battle.
And finally, being a former Boston College Eagle, what is it like to come back to New England?
It's been a good trip. The only thing I haven't had is some clam chowder, which I was looking forward to and didn't get to have any. But it's been a good trip, and actually I'm coming back on Saturday with my family for the BC game.
Bob, give the 3-time Pro Bowler some chowder, and he's happy. Thanks, Chris.
All right, you got it.
All right, back upstairs, guys.
Well, he should have been in the press room before the game. They had the chowder out. So there's Chris Snee, Pro Bowl guard for the Giants, and giving us some thoughts. Carl, I think I was talking with Brandon Jacobs, and he liked the things that he's seen out of David Boss, the new center, and the fact that he's got Snee and Deal right next to him on each side, guys that have been in the system a long time.
Well, Bob, there's a theme that just seems to be resounding.
Giants
have made 2 plays in this drive, 1 for loss and a big sack there.
Yeah, gets a sack there. Dwayne Hendricks earlier in this drive had gotten a sack and a forced fumble.
Well, that theme is we're close. We see enough good things. We're almost there. You don't want that to be the theme of the season, almost close but not quite. If they feel that they're close enough, then hopefully they'll be able to execute on some of the things that And there has been a lot of positive from this offense, but just nothing that closes the deal.
Jernigan calls for a fair catch at the 11-yard line. So good return to start. A couple of muff punts. And there's a flag on the play. That penalty was on the Giants. Jeff Triplett, Patriots, will accept the penalty after the punt. Tom Coughlin still fighting. Giants will have the football. Back in Foxborough, Giants will start at their own 5-yard line. David Carr checks it down to Charles Scott, and he gets checked down after a gain of about 2 on the play. The last 3 Giant drives, 23 plays, 92 yards, a fumble at the 1, and 2 missed field goals.
Well, not executing, not finishing the deal.
Bruce Beck told us from down on the sideline, sprained right knee for Clint Sinton. He was carted off earlier this quarter.
Well, hopefully that's the extent of it so that he can get himself back on the field.
Terrell Scott out to the 10. And that'll set up a 3rd and 6 for the Giants with 6:35 to go. Here in the 3rd quarter. Patriots starters played into the 2nd quarter. Giants did not use any of their regulars this evening.
You know, and Bill Belichick is probably counting plays. He's probably saying, you know what, we haven't had enough plays for our first unit, and the goal was to have X amount of plays, whether it was training camp or in-game situation. So
3rd down for Carr. Daniel Coates gets tackled right near the 1st down marker.
Looks like this is going to be a close call, too.
Sergio Brown was right there, right on his back. And it's ruled a 1st down. They say the forward progress, the line to gain was made, so a 1st down for Carr and the Giants. And now Bill Belichick's going to challenge the spot.
But of course he will. He hadn't had enough practice with that red flag either.
So now he tucks the red flag back in his sock.
I wonder what the thought process is on having the rag in the sock. Give him the chance to bend over and exercise.
New England is challenged with a ruling on the field or a 1st down.
So we'll take a timeout and take a look as to whether Daniel Coates had the 1st down or Bill Belichick's challenge. Well, the Giants were given a 1st down on the pass to Daniel Coates, and the Giants needed to get the ball past the 15 to almost the 16, just short. And David Carr throws the ball to Daniel Coates, and it looks like Tracy White stops his forward progress at the 15. Bill Belichick is challenging. Now, the Patriots home broadcast has a camera that's right down the line. So Jeff Triplett is using the Patriots broadcast feed. Since it's their home game, their home stadium, they get the camera on the truck that's down the line. And maybe they had a better look than we did. Because, you know, but even from that look, it doesn't look like there's any way that he made it.
Yeah, that was a generous spot.
He had to get to just short of the 16, closer to the 16 than the 15. And he catches the ball at about the 15-yard line, and he never even gets the football across the 15. But again, Jeff Triplett is looking at a replay from Patriots TV that's right down the line.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. New England is charged their 1st challenge and their 1st timeout.
Bill's still perplexed on that one. If he's looking at the Jumbotron, he's seeing the same thing that we are.
No, he's seeing the Patriots TV feed. He's saying, look at the scoreboard. It was clear. We don't have access to the Patriots TV
ground
feed.
level.
And they have the camera right down the line of scrimmage. Like last week at MetLife Stadium, it was a Giant home game, and we had utilization of that camera. So the call on the field is upheld. They move the ball back like an inch. I can't. Bill Belichick's kind of laughing. He's like, don't worry. When I'm on Sunday Night Football with Fred Gaudelli and Drew Esikoff on NBC, those guys will have every angle, and I'll win that challenge. Trust me. 1st and 10 for David Carr. Wide and incomplete, intended for Michael Clayton.
David Carr is getting a lot of repetitions here, and he's got to show the coaches that he can consistently move the team there. That was just an errant pass.
Second and 10. Darrell Scott tripped up. Nice play made by Ross Ventrone, who was signed just a couple days ago. David Carr, 12 of 17 for 102 yards.
Nothing at the point of attack there. Too much penetration.
Yeah, and then the fullback, Charles Scott, did nothing to block Ventrone, who played his college ball at Villanova. His brother Ray had spent time with the Patriots, and now Ron is here. 3rd and 14 for Carr and the Giants. As time, Jernigan dropped flag on the play as well. It looked like Jernigan, that wasn't the best thrown ball, but it looked like he was looking to run before he caught it.
Yeah, he's got to really slow himself down.
68 the offense, and penalties decline. 4th down.
No, Jarrell Jernigan's got to look those balls in there before he gets it. Here again, just a little pass there, hits him right in the hands, and you see the head swivel around before he secures the ball.
Okay, Chaku and Dukwe was called for the hold.
And that's just slowing the game down. He'll learn that, Bob. Just know that things are happening fast, but not as fast as you're anticipating.
Weatherford with a toppling punt. Brandon Tatum's fighting for a roster spot on the return, and Zach Diassi makes the tackle. Nice play by Diassi. Very familiar name in this New England area. 38-yard punt, no return. Back in Foxborough, Patriots lead the Giants 17-3. Now it's time for the Verizon Fios hookup of the game. David Carr in the second half. Hook it up with Devin Thomas on a 21-yard pickup. Switch to Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit verizon.com/getFios. Ryan Mallett in at quarterback now for the Patriots. The rookie 3rd-round pick out of Arkansas. Hoyer was 3 for 5 for 31 yards. Brady 5 of 9 for 116. He's going to hand it off on 1st down to Vereen, and Vereen picks up about 3 on the play. Set some of the Giant defensive linemen for you in the football game right now. Jimmy Kennedy is in. We saw Dwayne Hendricks get a sack earlier, number 74. Jaquan Williams, number 57, one of the linebackers in. Kennedy, a former 1st-round pick of St. Louis. Toss it off to Vereen. Can't turn the corner. Nice play by Brian Jackson to come support the edge.
You know, in the play before that, you mentioned Jaquan Williams, another promising prospect at the linebacker position. They really like him because he's got that cat-like quickness, and you saw him on the play before that. He jumped out and turned the play in right away, and they just want him to continue to develop because he is their quickest and probably the fastest linebacker they have in the group.
And what the coaches are saying about Williams, Jones, Paysinger, and Herzlich, they're all dying to learn. Nice pass completed by Mallett to Underwood. There's a flag on the play. It's right now a 1st down at the 33. Preliminary call is against the Giants' defensive holding.
Prior to the pass, holding 36 to the defense. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Derek Martin called for the penalty, and you see the arm strength of Ryan Mallett on that throw.
Well, yeah, coming out of college, they thought he had the strongest arm of all the quarterbacks, and here's a classic example. He throws it right in the window there with no air under the ball.
We saw him here on NBC4 New York in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, the high school all-star game in San Antonio a couple of years ago. Went to Michigan, but when they went to that Rich Rodriguez offense, not a good fit for him as he throws to Underwood, who wasn't looking, and incomplete. Wound up going to Arkansas, and he can sling it.
Yeah, that's what it says. You look at Mallett from his days in Arkansas.
Now the problem with Mallett, he had first-round abilities and talents because he's 6'6", 238, and just an incredible arm, but a bunch of off-the-field issues were concerned. He dropped into the third round. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. Little toss right to Richard Medlin, a rookie free agent of Fayetteville. He picks up a couple on the play.
You know, and for Mallett, what better system to be in and to develop behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of this era, Tom Brady. And, you know, Matt Castle was the beneficiary of understanding the process of controlling and running a ball club by learning from Tom Brady.
Patriots 1 for 6 on their third downs. The last one was their first completion. Mallett with a wheel route completes it to Vereen, but it looks like he's going to be just short of the first down as the Giants converge with Sash and Jones.
Well, they had a matchup there, and Mallett saw it right away. He got the ball right in there where it could, because, you know, you get these linebackers that are running in space, and look at that. He throws it back shoulder. Greg Jones never looked back for the ball.
Good news is that Jones is able to get him on the ground. Patriots going to go for it on a 4th down here. Farnham in motion. Mallett gives to Vereen. He's not going to get there. Excellent play by Dwayne Hendricks. First-year player out of Miami, signed as a free agent last year, spent time on the practice squad. So he's got a sack, a forced fumble, and a tackle for a loss.
Hey, that's a good show up on film there now. He's saying somebody's going to take note of me in this game.
With 1:26 to go in the third quarter. Well, tonight's game on NBC4 New York is brought to you locally by Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. On a beautiful night in Foxborough, the Giants will be here in November when it counts. Jernigan on the end around. Patriots not fooled at all, and he is going to lose about 12 on the play.
Well, that wasn't very good execution on that reverse. No one blocked anyone up front. So much penetration. Take a look here. A guy coming up the field here. Guy coming here. Guy coming there. This is,
you know what, Carl? Bear Pasco has been in. He was penciled in because of the way he played last year when Madison Hedgecock got hurt. But he's playing a lot of snaps here tonight, and he has not necessarily had a productive preseason.
Well, point of attack, he's got to be stronger now. There's Carr putting the ball in harm's way there. But, you know, Bear Pascal's a big guy, and use him as a move guy. He's been on the line of scrimmage this offseason, and he's just not been as effective, I'm sure, as they would have liked. They would like for him to be. And you know what? Jerry Reese talks about it. They want to be a running football team. They want balance.
Antoine Molden nearly had the interception, so it's 3rd and 16 for Carr. Jim Cordell in at center. Snaps it to Carr. Giants trying to set up a screen to Darrell Scott. He's got plenty of speed. Scott, though, gets tripped up by Brandon Merriweather at the 35. Merriweather, as Carr got shaken up, will go out of the football game. Merriweather, at least according to reports here in New England, on the hot seat, former first-round pick. He's playing with the seconds and third. Let's take a look at what happened to David Carr.
Yep, it's just kind of a guy's leaving too early on that screen, and he just falls awkward there.
Landon Cohen got the hit on Carr.
Boy, those offensive linemen, even on the screen plays, they got to hold their block just a tick longer.
Of the third quarter.
So before the punt, that is the end of quarter number 3 in the final tune-up and roster-making game. Patriots in front. Final quarter of the preseason getting set to start. Bob Papa, Carl Banks, Bruce Beck, Howard Cross in Foxborough. Patriots with a 17-3 lead. Brandon Tate back deep to await the Matt Dodge punt. And the Giants going to face to Darrell Scott. And Scott's got the first down and more and plenty of speed. Can he beat the speedy Tate? He will.
Oh, that's a foot race, and that was a beautiful call. One guy to beat him, he just ran right by him like he was standing still. That's a good call there. Show that one on film, and now it gives your opponents a little something else to worry about, Bob.
65 yards. I can't remember the last time the Giants ran a fake kick of any sort. And Darrell Scott, I mean, Brandon Tate is a wide receiver who's fast, and Scott just blew by him.
You know, Scott he's not a small guy. He's a big guy. Doesn't look like he's moving. He's got a long gait. Lower body's really, really long. Striding.
65 yards, extra point by Reese Lloyd is good. So the fourth quarter starts with some excitement. Darrell Scott on the fake punt, 65 yards, his second touch. Darrell Scott, 65 yards on a fake punt. And the Giants now trail by 7. The opening play of the fourth quarter. So the rookie 7th round pick out of Maryland, showing why he should get a jersey and be on the team in 2011. It's been a productive preseason. He had the long touchdown run against the Bears.
He's a game breaker. Gets him in big chunks.
Reese Lloyd kickoff. Low kick. Fielded by Tate, 4 yards deep. Brandon Tate, 21-yard. And he gets wrestled to the ground by Pacing. Tonight's game on NBC4 New York is brought to you locally by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. Official soft drink of the New York Giants. And by MetLife. MetLife brings you closer to your favorite team. Go to MetLifeCentral.com to find out how.
You know, one area that Coach Coughlin really wanted to see in the kicking game was their ability to put the ball out of the end zone. And he thought Reese would be a guy that could do that, but he hasn't thus far.
Ryan Mallett, second series for the rookie out of Arkansas. Handoff to Levine. Picks up about 4. Hendricks on the tackle. Let's send it down to Bruce Beck with Antrell Roll.
All right, thank you, Bob. I'm with the 2-time Pro Bowler, and you guys look pretty good as a defensive unit, as a first-string unit against the Jets. How did you come out of that ball game?
It came out pretty well. You know, it was a experience for me playing nickel for the first time, and it was a pretty good experience. You know, I definitely have things I need to work on, but overall, you know, it was a solid performance.
Terrell Thomas goes down. A lot of concern about the secondary. Do you think this group can handle it?
I mean, I know we can handle it. You know, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, we're a very talented group. We're a very oriented group. And, you know, we got to play everything on film and show everybody what we got.
I saw you were playing a little cornerback in the nickel, so it's back to your old roots, right?
Yeah, you know, it's a position I'm very comfortable with. I pretty much played nickel ever since I moved to the defensive back position, so it's something that I'm extremely comfortable with. But, you know, knowing in this system and a lot of things that we have going on, you know, it's going to take a little minor adjustments, and, I mean, I'll get to it in no time.
Now, last year you spoke your mind whenever something was up. Are you going to be the same way this year?
You know, I still speak my mind. You know, I speak my mind. I'm just more careful about who I speak my mind to. You know, things that sometimes, you know, don't need to be said outside of our football team. But, you know, overall, you know, I'm a very vocal guy. I'm a very, you know, emotional guy when it comes to the game that I love. And, I mean, I think everyone understands that. But at the same time, I think it needs to stay in-house.
Are you happy to be a New York Giant?
I'm extremely happy to be a New York Giant. There's no place I'd rather be at the moment. And, we're going to go out there and we're going to show everyone that, we might have, had a lot of key guys that's been injured, but, we're definitely going to pick up the pace.
And finally, what about the gloom and doom? Everyone's saying, the Giants aren't going to be what these other teams, including the Eagles, are going to be this year.
That's what they're supposed to do. Spectators, they're supposed to give their opinion, but at the end of the day, the game still has to be played.
If you need an opinion, you go to Antrell Roll, though he'll be a little careful this year. Thanks, my friend. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thanks.
All right, back upstairs, guys.
All right, Antrell Roll last year, 87 tackles and interception. Started all 16 games for the Giants, and they're going to need Antrell Roll to make a lot of big plays this year, Carl, in that secondary.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete playing safety back there, and again, big play. He has a lot of big play capabilities.
Second and 4, Mallett with time, traced by Tracy, and then sacked by Jaquan Williams and Justin Tratow.
Tell you, Jaquan Williams is making some plays here. He just kept moving, kept his motor running until he got to the quarterback there. Jaquan Williams just working, just outworking his guy.
And Adrian Tracy, too, and then Ibrahim Abdullahi came in and helped get a share of the sack. So 3rd and long for the Patriots with the ball back at their own 28-yard line, 3rd and 15. Mallett again under pressure and zips one into the Giant bench. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Derek Martin on the outside.
Very good coverage there.
So Tom Coughlin mentioned at halftime, I want to see guys get some pressure on the quarterback. Giants have done a little bit more of that in the second half. Hendricks had the sack and the forced fumble.
Jones.
So now Zoltan Mesko in to punt again. Terrell Jernigan, who had a 42-yard return on his first attempt, and then a couple of scary muff moments, not handling punts cleanly. And this time he calls the fair catch and lets it drift out of bounds. 11:34 to go in the preseason. Patriots by 7. Patriots lead the Giants 17-10 in the 4th. Now it's time for the Verizon Wireless call of the game. And the Giants going to face to Darrell Scott, and Scott's got the first down and more and plenty of speed. Can he beat the speedy take? He will. Track the Giants with NFL Mobile. Text NFL to 8915 to get NFL Mobile only from Verizon, official wireless provider of the New York Giants. Darrell Scott, 65-yard run on a fake punt. Ryan Perilou in the ball game for the Giants from their own 29. Little wide receiver screen to Todd Watkins, and he picks up 2 on the play. David Carr finishes the night 13 of 21, 116 yards, but the fumble at the 1 hurt the Giants' causes. Ryan Perilou in the ball game in the preseason, now 6 of 10 for 69 yards. LSU and Jacksonville State, you see his numbers. He's a highly sought-after prep player coming out of high school. Perilou, little wide receiver slip screen to Darrell Scott. Scott tackled at the 36-yard line.
Okay, Perilou is looking as comfortable as he has this offseason. This preseason. He looks like he's settling into things a little bit, and obviously they like him enough to maybe try to develop him.
Carl, with the injuries that the Giants have in the secondary and some of the other areas, and searching for consistency in the receivers outside of Nix and Manningham, really keeping, and depending on the health of Tynes, with the 3rd down here for Perilou, who cannot run away from the defender and gets tackled by Darrell Richard and sacked. It's going to be hard for the Giants to keep 3 quarterbacks, I would think. Ideally they'd like to keep 2, and hopefully Perilou, if he gets released, you can get him back on the practice squad.
Yeah, I would think that's their hope, is to find a way to get him into the system as a developmental player. But again, he would have to clear waivers in order to do that. And given all, like you said, given all the needs of the team, it's pretty hard to say, okay, we're going to, make a decision over a need.
Dodge with a booming punt. Tate back at his 13-yard line calls for the fair catch. Well, Eli Manning got the night off. He's listening to the play calls, thinking about the Redskins. David Carr's work is done. 9 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the preseason. Patriots by 7. Now it's time for the Hewlett-Packard connection of the game. And the connection, Giants head coach Tom Coughlin and Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. Tom Coughlin, the wide receivers coach. Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator for the Giants Super Bowl 25 win over the Bills. Rock back to school with HP DV6T laptop. It beats audio, quad speakers, and Blu-ray. Price that'll blow you away. Everybody on HP. First and 10 for the Patriots at last. Oh, fumbled football and picked up by Derek Martin, and he's going to run in for the touchdown.
That's being opportunistic what the coaches were talking about at halftime, and that's good football, good defense at the point of attack there, Bob. The runner didn't have much of a lane to run in.
Medlin coughed it up. Got hit, stripped by Brian Jackson. Ball got kicked, and then Derek Martin picked it up and went in for the touchdown. Giants send out their offense. Tom Coughlin wants no part of a tie score. As you see Medlin again got stripped by Brian Jackson, and then Derek Martin picked it up and ran it in.
Scoop and score.
Martin, a 6th-year pro, spent time with the Packers, so the Giants are within 1 with 9:40 to go, and Coughlin sends Perilou out and says we're going for 2. Last thing you want is a tie score in the 4th quarter of the 4th preseason game. So Perilou will work out of a shotgun set to give the Giants the lead. Darrell Scott to his right. Perilou back to throw. Corner of the end zone, and it's caught by Jerrigan for the 2-point conversion.
It's a good catch by young Jerrigan too. He used his hands on it, and wasn't a perfect ball, but he reached out there and snatched it.
What an up and down night for Jarrell Jernigan. But he's able to catch the 2-point conversion from Ryan Perilou. I was trying to figure out where he was throwing it to, but he beat Ahedebo for the 2.
A good job of keeping his eyes on the ball on that one. Now, there was a lot of distraction. He looked that one right in. What he's got to do on those punts, look the ball in.
And then he got his feet in as he adjusted on the throw over Ahedebo. And then he got his feet down and maybe, what a crazy night for the rookie. 42-yard punt return. Then he muffs a couple of punts. Drops a pass. Nearly muffed another punt. And then makes a great catch on a 2-point conversion, and the Giants have the lead 18-17.
It's called perseverance by the young man. He's trying to overcome it all in one game. Tom Coughlin's very encouraged by the young man's will to just continue to compete.
End over end kick. Tate will run it out from the goal line. Hit by Jackson at the 17 and dropped on the spot. Well, Notre Dame Saturday is back. Will Coach Brian Kelly return the Fighting Irish to the nation's elite? The new season begins as they take on South Florida Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, only on NBC. Dane Crisp winning the quarterback battle for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. They'll get their season underway on Saturday here on NBC4 New York. You know there'll be a couple wagers with the Giants. Justin Tuck, Jason Pierre-Paul, Mallett, Sean Underwood runs out of 1 tackle and then gets taken down by Martin at the 32-yard line. So first down for the Patriots. Derek Martin signed as a free agent, former 6th-round pick of Baltimore. Played with the Packers, then was placed on IR last year with a knee injury after 6 games. First and 10 for Mallett. Giants show blitz. Mallett with time, looking for Underwood, and he overthrows everybody.
I'll tell you what, that's a good play by the corner, but even better by Tyler Sash, the safety. He showed pretty good range in getting all the way outside the numbers on that one.
Joe Burnett, the corner, and Tyler Sash, the safety in that coverage for the Giants. Giants have Martin and Sash. Well, actually, they have Martin and Tarrant at the safeties, with Burnett and Martin at the corners. Second and 10, Medlin. The 35-yard line. It gets tripped up by Jaquan Williams as we check in with Howard Cross.
Guys, these defensive linemen have come in and picked up a whole lot. They're doing what Coach Coughlin said. He said there's two positions that he really wants to see. The offensive line, we spoke about them earlier. Now you see the defensive line here late in the game showing Coach Coughlin not only keep me on the team, but I can step in and play for somebody if someone goes down, if OC goes down, if Tuck goes down. I can be a player.
Well, they're getting an opportunity. No question about that, Howard, and some of these guys got opportunities against the Patriots' first-team defense. They gave up one long drive, but the other points were because of turnovers as Mallett throws it incomplete on a third down, so the Patriots will have to punt. Remember, on the first offensive play, Dominic Hickson had a catch, fumbled the football. Patrick Chung returned it to the 1. So these backup defensive players against the Patriots ones had to defend 1 yard. It didn't work. Then Carr throws an interception. Patriots started the Giant 33, and the Giants held them to a field goal. Mesco, the driving punt. Jernigan back to the 10. Jernigan got hit hard as he crossed the 20, but that's a nice return of 13 yards. James Ahedebo on the tackle. 7:51 to go in the preseason. Giants lead it by 1. 7:51 to go in the preseason. Giants 18, Patriots 17. Giants will start first and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Now it's time for the PNC player of the game. Well, we'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to give you a little hint who it might be, Carl. Tell me who. What do you think? Who do you think PNC player of the game? Ryan Perrilloux on the nice completion. And let's send it down to Bruce Beck. He's with Justin Tuck.
Thank you, Bob, with the All-Pro, number 91. What about this comeback by your second team?
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I mean, they're doing a great job of showing some resiliency. We got down early, but they kept fighting, and you know, right now we stand in good shape to hopefully get a win tonight.
If anyone knows the pulse of the team, it's you. So, what's the update?
You know what? I think we're right where we want to be. We're heading into this as healthy as we could, considering some of the injuries we've had. But for the guys that we're going to expect to go out there on Sunday against Washington, we pretty much got full clean sheet of health, and I think that's the most important thing when you come out of preseason, considering that we don't have a lot of turnaround on our offense or our defense. We're looking for big things from ourselves, and it's going to start with us not turning the ball over on offense and us stopping the run and getting at the quarterback on defense.
Are you looking forward to getting OC back and for you two guys to work as a tandem again? 23 sacks between the two of you last year.
Definitely. I mean, I think we are the best to do it in the league right now as far as a tandem, a group. You throw JP in there and Dave Tolson and Matthias in our nickel package. We got a lot of options as far as getting out their quarterback and putting pressure on him. So I'm looking forward to getting OC back. He's obviously going to be a big help for us as we bust off another long run here. So,
what are you trying to do, commentary?
Not at all. I don't need your job. I'm not good at it anyway.
2 important words for you: the Eagles.
We'll see them. We got some games before them, but we'll see them soon.
Are you worried about them?
I don't worry about anything.
All right, Notre Dame Saturday, South Florida, Jason Pierre-Paul's team. What's going to happen?
We're going to win. The Irish are going to win. Simple as that. I look for big things for them. Hopefully, 9-10 win season for them, and kind of get back on track for what is expected from a South Bend team.
Tuck likes everything about me, Bob, except for one thing. My son goes to Michigan. Oh, he just can't handle it.
Where'd you go, Bruce?
I'm an Ithaca College kid, okay? I went to a communications school, worked on my fundamentals.
Good stuff from Justin Tuck, who's really evolved into a leader on this football team. He's seen it over last year and this year in camp. Third down, Darrell Scott will get another carry. Darrell Scott had a couple nice runs on this drive. He comes up 3 yards short of a first down, and the Giants will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, he had one negated. He had a big run early in this drive and got called back due to a penalty.
He's got 104 yards rushing. Now, one of them came on the fake punt.
They all count.
They know they count. They do count. Steve Weatherford in the punt. Both guys have done a nice job. The last punt by Dodge was 53 yards with no return.
For a guy like Jernigan and Scott, and having some opportunities to really build their confidence with positive plays, it only helps to get them more NFL ready.
44-yard punt, no return by Weatherford. Now it's time for the PNC player of the game. Well, Darrell Scott on a fake punt. Goes 65 yards for the touchdown. Flash in the speed. And doing some productive things in the running game as well. Had a 20-yard run. A couple catches brought to you by PNC for the Achiever in you. 5:26 to go. Patriots back on offense. With first-string quarterback Ryan Mallett, who got hit as he threw the ball. He was hit by Jaquan Williams just as Mallett got rid of the football. Well, Darrell Scott talked about the big night he had tonight, Carl. He's had a big preseason against the Chicago Bears late in the football game. Takes it 97 yards and shows great balance there.
Protects the ball, and look at that stride. He covers a lot of yards.
97 yards for the touchdown. Second down for the Patriots. Medlin takes it out to the 14-yard line as he was brought down by Sash and Burnett. So that'll set up a third down for the New England Patriots. And the Giants, when you look at the running back position, Carl, I mean, you've got Bradshaw and Jacobs. I think the rookie Darrell Scott's going to make the football team. So then what is it? Andre Brown, DJ Ware in a battle for the last spot.
Listen, Andre Brown has had his say in this battle now. He's had a lot of productive runs. So, a coach.
Did you see Mike Jones blitz that time out of the middle linebacker position? Now, the Patriots have a bunch of guys that are going to get cut too. But, I mean, Jaquan Williams gets credit, but it was Craig Jones came flying through there.
This is a promising young group of rookie linebackers, Bob, and you talked about too. Look at that. That's just a good play, and the back chipped him just enough, but look, they flushed him right into a sack.
Mesco with the punt. Jernigan from the Giants 34. Jernigan out to the 45-yard line, 11-yard return with 4:07 to go in the preseason. Carl, let's take a look at the Giants' schedule. They'll open things up in our nation's capital on September 11th. Redskins have had a very good preseason. St. Louis, Steve Spagnuolo's done a great job there with their young quarterback, Sam Bradford, and the defensive pieces they've put in place. Then obviously the rivalry with the Eagles. And then off to Arizona with Kevin Cobb, Seattle, Buffalo. And then November the 6th, they'll be here in Foxborough to play the Patriots as the NFC East plays the AFC East. Darrell Scott out across midfield to the Patriots 49-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I bet there are a lot of teams right now that are waiting to see if the Giants are going to let go either Brown or Scott, because both of these young men have really shown that they could carry the load, and so explosive.
Well, I find it hard. I'd be shocked if the Giants don't keep Darrell Scott, obviously, Carl.
There's Brown there. He's been very productive. When you look at, they cut the film on him, they're going to see he's getting them in big chunks too.
Tom Coughlin constantly cites Brown when we talk to him each week about the explosiveness that he has shown throughout training camp and in practice, and he's had some productivity in some preseason games, especially tonight going against the Patriots first team defense, Carl.
Yeah.
He ran the ball well and he finished his runs.
And that's what you want. And think about this too. There was a period when they had 4 running backs, including Derek Ward, in the mix. So it's not uncommon. If both of these young men can play special teams and be effective, they could find a way on the roster.
3rd and short for the Giants. Andre Brown had 21 carries for 68 yards tonight. And a delay of game on parallel.
Delay of game, offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
When was it? They had Ward, Ware, Jacobs, and Bradshaw. So, and you know, the more versatility they can have in that backfield, the better and the more dangerous of a team they can be. But I tell you, the key for these two running backs, number 1, being able to pick up the blitz, and number 2, their ability to play special teams, because you know you're not going to start. They've got the 2 backs set, but you can certainly be a great ancillary piece if you can play special teams.
Scott got tripped up. James ahead of him made the nice tackle for the Patriots. So the Giants went from a 3rd and 1, but the delay of game penalty put them in a 3rd and 5.5, 6. And now New England will call a timeout with 2:32 remaining. Well, Scott, as a draft pick, has shown quite a bit. Remember, Andre Brown was a 4th-round draft pick of the Giants. Then he had the Achilles injury, lost the 09 season. Last year he got cut, bounced around to a bunch of different teams. But, you know, just talking with coaches and talking with people with the team, you know, one of the things about Brown is he's got a better understanding of the offense. He's made plays on special teams, and Tom Coughlin keeps talking about the fact he looks more explosive now.
Yeah, I'd say he's as fast as he's ever been, and that's off of an Achilles injury. And, you know, also you get a different perspective on things when you bounce around and can't settle, and you get the second chance with your team. You kind of know this could be it for me.
Could be your last chance.
Yeah.
High snap. Weatherford just gets it. Actually, it was Dodge who took the high snap, and it turned out to the 20-yard line. And I guess that's good news for Giants fans that he handled the high snap too, Carl.
Yeah.
Dominate your fantasy football draft with Roto-World's online draft guide. Get player rankings, custom cheat sheets, and 400-plus player outlooks, all updated in real time and printable for draft day. Go to NBCSports.com/RotoWorld for more. You know, it's crazy as the regular season starts a week from tonight. We're on NBC4 New York. The defending Super Bowl champion Packers host the Saints. Ryan Mallett over the middle, and that pass is incomplete. Brian Williams closing on the football along with Brian Jackson, but the ball hit turf.
Williams has got to do a little acting there. The whistle was very late. Got up and running, and maybe fooled him.
So 2:16 to go. Giants by 1, a 2-point conversion. Perilou to Jernigan as Derek Martin scooped up a fumble and ran it in for a score. And that time, Akpakawarak jumped offside.
Encroachment. Defense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, it's still preseason for Jeff, I guess, too. He was looking the wrong way.
Giants were in a blitz there, too. Juan Williams about to come off the edge.
2nd and 5 for Mallett. They'll run it to Medlin, cut down by Sash after a gain of 2.
Tyler Sash continues to impress. A safety comes up, gets the man to the ground, didn't do the fancy thing and try to blow the runner up. He wrapped his arms around him. That's
2-minute warning. Mallett could not get the play off. So 2 minutes to go in the preseason. Tom Coughlin's seen a lot of hustle. All the starters sat tonight. Young guys getting an opportunity. Back in Foxborough, Giants lead it by 1. Well, after the lockout and so much consternation, guess what, folks? The NFL regular season starts a week from tonight. Yeah, Tom Brady has hosted that Thursday night kickoff game. So is the Bucs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Peyton Manning and the Colts had a chance to win on that first Thursday. You remember Michael Strahan and the trophy. Then the Steelers did it again, beating Tennessee on opening night. Who dat? The Saints raised the trophy. And now it's the Packers' turn and Aaron Rodgers as they host the Saints next Thursday here on NBC4 New York. Football is back. And here's a look at the Sunday Night Football schedule, of course, a week from tonight. Packers play host to the Saints. Then it's the Jets and Cowboys on the 11th. Philadelphia to Atlanta. Michael Vick going back to Atlanta. The Giants will be on Sunday Night Football later in the season against the Eagles at MetLife Stadium. Mallett's third down pass goes incomplete. And the Patriots will go for it on 4th down with under 2 minutes to go. And 1 timeout remaining. Well, it's always, you know, for Bill Belichick and Tom Coughlin and every coach in the NFL that you ever talk to. The worst, though, is when they have to tell a bunch of guys that work really hard that you're not good enough to make my football team. And they're going to have to get down to 53 on Saturday.
well, you know, if they played well, hopefully they'll find a spot for themselves and here we go.
Will Gateman with the catch and a first down on 4th down conversion. Mallett back to throw. Giants put some pressure on him. Can't avoid Jaquan Williams, and then he's going to get buried back at the 25-yard line. Mark Herzlich got a hit on the quarterback.
Okay, this is a promising group here. Jaquan Williams has such quickness, Bob. And in a system that Perry Field runs, if you can get a guy who can blitz from the linebacker position, there he is again.
And he's going to get sacked again. Herzlich is back there.
And Jaquan Williams.
You know, and let's see, it was Tratow was there as well, Justin Tratow.
You have guys who can blitz from that position and get pressure. Boy, it is such a plus. And
7 sacks too for the Giants. So 3rd and 30 for Mallett the Patriots. Oh man, here comes the pressure. Mallett just throws it away. You know, here's the other thing about Jaquan Williams and Herzlich and Paysinger and Greg Jones. When you talk with coaches and people around the team, what they'll tell you is that football is important to these guys. And all they want to learn and they want to be coached. And fans out there probably saying, well, come on, don't all guys want that? No, that is not the case in a lot of cases. But these guys are diving into the playbook and they're just asking to be coached. Meanwhile, Fenway Park, the Yankees have taken a 4-2 lead over the Red Sox as they go to the bottom of the 7th.
And Bob, evidence of that hunger is when you see a group of rookies that are so eager to play special teams. And I'm saying this as a blanket statement, not just specific to the Giants.
77 the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Nate Soldier, the rookie, call for the penalty.
But there have been so many years, I'd say the last 5 years, it's hard to get a rookie to be motivated to play special teams. And you got a group here that have come in and say, look, we're going to embrace our opportunities.
That pass nearly intercepted as Brian Williams came over, and I think Williams is going to get called for hitting a defenseless receiver.
Went right at the head.
After the ball sailed by, and that's not a mistake that a 10-year pro is supposed to make.
No.
On a 4th down and the game about to end.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 43 of the defense. Blow to the helmet of a defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
Now let's take a look here as the pass is being thrown, and yep, that's, you know what, by rule, Carl, that is the correct call.
Yeah, it is.
You cannot go with the forearm, the shoulder, the helmet to the head and neck area of a player. And that is by rule and by the redefinition of the rule what you're not supposed to do. So a veteran player makes a dumb mistake. So now it's going to get sacked by Sash. 8 sacks.
We're bringing them, and these, you know, again, these young rookies, this young class here, they're showing some things to these coaches and saying, look, we got a bright future.
Now it again, and he tried to dump it off, and it goes incomplete with 8 seconds to go in the ballgame. You know, Carl, you sit there and you say to yourself, I know it's a numbers game, and maybe, you know, depending on what's up with symptoms, injury, remember he left the game with a sprained knee, but you sit there and you say to yourself, when they fit Williams, Kasinger, Jones, and Herzlich on this roster, and you know, 4 rookie linebackers.
You got to believe that the coaches love having that decision to make, because
Medlin can't get out of bounds. Jaquan Williams made sure he didn't.
I'll tell you something.
The game will end.
Jaquan Williams has some quickness.
So the preseason is over, and the Giants come from behind. They get 8 sacks. They get a defensive touchdown as Mark Herzlich's preseason is done. Will he make the team? He's shown quite a bit. Carl, your thoughts on what you saw with all the starters sitting out tonight?
Well, you saw a group of guys that knew they had to compete for, you know, the attention of the coaches in a roster spot, and you got a lot of that. And there are some areas where, you know, guys struggled. You see the return game continue to struggle, but it seemed to have stabilized itself. So if you're Tom Coughlin, you're encouraged by what you saw. The game got better as it went on.
You know, guys got opportunities. Darrell Scott, the rookie 7th-round draft pick out of Maryland, talking with his former college teammate, Will Yeatman. And Tyler Sash did some good things in the preseason. New York Giants played their young guys tonight, and a lot of guys shine. They're going to make the coach's decision hard. Final score from Gillette Stadium. Giants beat the Patriots 18-17. Don't forget, September 8th, it's back to football. The Super Bowl champion Packers take on the New Orleans Saints. Then September 11th, Sunday Night Football is back as the Cowboys head to New York to take on the Jets. So for Carl Banks, Howard Cross, Bruce Beck, and our entire crew, I'm Bob Papa. So long.